Hi guys, TinyMaths here, back with another video. Today we'll be showing you how to multiply fractions by whole numbers. I've already made a video showing how to multiply fractions by fractions, and I've linked to it in the description. It goes into greater detail and is a good foundation that will help you understand today's lesson. So feel free to check it out if you get stuck in today's lesson. So let's jump in. How do we multiply fractions by whole numbers? The easiest way to do this is a three-step method. The first step, multiply the whole number by the numerator, and the result becomes the new numerator. Step 2, do nothing to the denominator, just take it to the other side of the equal sign. And step 3, for the new fraction that results, if the fraction is improper, convert to a mixed number, and if it is proper, then simplify where possible. Let's take an example. 6 times 4 over 9. Step 1. Multiply the whole number by the numerator, and that gives us 6 times 4, which is 24, which is our new numerator. In step 2, do nothing to the denominator, and take it to the other side of the equal sign, below our new numerator. So now we have a new numerator, 24, above the unaltered denominator, 9. So the new fraction is 24 over 9. So now we move to step 3. Now this is a mixed number since the numerator is greater than the denominator, so we can convert it. Viewed as a division problem, 9 goes into 24 two times. 9 times 2 is 18, with a remainder of 6. So we can rewrite 24 over 9 as 2 and 6 ninths. Hopefully you can see that we can simplify the fraction part of this mixed number by dividing top and bottom by 3, since 3 is the highest common factor of 6 and 9. 6 divided by 3 equals 2, and 9 divided by 3 equals 3. So 6 over 9 becomes 2/3, and our final answer to the problem is 6 times 4 over 9 equals 2 and 2/3. Now let's say you had another problem. This one, for example, 56 times 24 over 92. In step 1, the multiplication isn't too easy. 56 times 24 might require a calculator if you need to work fast. It's actually 1344, by the way. In step 2, you bring the denominator 92 to the other side, and you have 1344 as the numerator. So our fraction is 1344 over 92. And that's going to be yet another difficult step, step 3, to convert it to a mixed number. There is another way of approaching this, which will make a problem like this easier. Let's try this other method. There are 3 steps to it. Step 1, if the fraction can be simplified, do that first. Then in step 2, if the whole number and the denominator of the fraction share any factors, using cancellation, divide both the whole number and the denominator by the highest common factor. Step 3, then use a simple method that we described before. Let's try this with the harder problem. Starting with the fraction 24 over 92, we can simplify it by finding the highest common factor of 24 and 92. We can find the highest common factor of both by rewriting them as prime factorizations. 24 equals 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, and 92 equals 2 times 2 times 23. The largest product of these two factorizations is 4, so the highest common factor of both is 4. You could also find the highest common factor by writing out the factors of both of these numbers and searching for the highest factor they share. I've made a video showing these two methods, and it is linked in the description. So back to our problem. The highest common factor of 24 and 92 is 4. So to simplify the fraction 24 over 92, divide numerator and denominator by 4. This gives us 6 over 23. So now the problem, which was initially 56 times 24 over 92, is now 56 times 6 over 23. Now in step 2, we look to see if the whole number and the denominator of the simplified fraction share factors. Well, 23 is prime, so the only useful factor it has is 23. But 23 is not a factor of 56. So 23 and 56 share no factors. So we can't use cancellation. So we've converted the original problem from 56 times 24 over 92 to 56 times 6 over 23. Now our numbers are in a new format. We go to step 3, where we use the simple method by multiplying the whole number by the numerator, and that's much easier. 56 times 6. You can use 50 times 6, which is 300, and 6 times 6, which is 36. So just add those two together, giving us 336. And our denominator remains as 23. So now we have the fraction 336 over 23. Now, the last step of the simple method is to either simplify the fraction if it's a proper fraction, or convert to a mixed number if it is an improper fraction. Now, this last step is a bit tricky for this particular number, 336 over 23, but nowhere near as difficult as when we jump straight into the simple method. Remember, that fraction was 1344 over 92. Now that we have this fraction of 336 over 23, we can view this as a division problem. 23 goes into 33 once, with a remainder of 10. Carrying down the 6, we get 106. How many times does 23 go into 106? Well, we already saw in the factorization that 23 times 4 equals 92. So 23 definitely goes into 106 at least 4 times. If we subtract 92 from 106, we'll get a remainder. So 106 minus 92 equals 14. So our remainder is 14, which cannot be divided by 23. So we stop there. So 23 goes into 336 14 times, with 14 as a remainder. So putting it all together, we get that 56 times 24 over 92 equals 14, and 14 over 23, and that's our answer. Now, just to see how well this second method works, let's use it on our original problem, 6 times 4 over 9. In step 1, we simplify the fraction if possible. Well, 4 and 9 share no factors, so the fraction 4 over 9 cannot be simplified. Then in step 2, we see if the whole number and the denominator of the fraction share factors. Well, 6 and 9 share only one factor, and that is 3. So we can divide both the whole number 6 and the denominator of the fraction 9 by 3, making the whole number 2 and the denominator 3. Now we have an easier problem, 2 times 4 over 3. Now that everything is simplified and cancelled, using the initial method, we multiply the whole number by the new numerator. So 2 times 4 equals 8, and then we take the denominator and put it on the other side under that result. So our new fraction is 8 over 3. We can now solve this as a division problem. 3 goes into 8 2 times, leaving a remainder of 2, which goes over the denominator. So 8 over 3 can be rewritten as 2 and 2/3, which is the same answer we obtained before. Can you see that this method made both problems easier? It is especially useful for when your numbers get larger. So to recap, the most useful method is done in 4 steps. Firstly, simplify the fraction if possible. Secondly, use cancellation by dividing the whole number and denominator of the fraction by their highest common factor if one exists. Then you go to the simple method and you multiply the whole number by the numerator of the fraction, and you keep the denominator. That will give you a new fraction. And then convert or simplify if necessary. So there you have it. That's how you multiply fractions by whole numbers. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Don't forget, you can watch my videos on how to simplify fractions or how to convert improper fractions to mixed numbers if you struggled with that part of the lesson today. I'll link to the videos here. Well, that's it for now. Until the next video. Take care.